What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts, Tenshinhan, and Chaoz. Let's get into it. Now, before I get to the sexy packaging, I just want to say this figure looks really good in the packaging. Like, this Tien looks so awesome. But anyway, as you can see, it says SH Figuarts right there, Tenshinhan and Chaoz right there. There's no U at the end of it, but yeah, Tamashii Nation seal of approval. We've got the images of them along the sides right here, ages 15 and up, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nation's Bandai. None going on at the top. At the bottom, we've got an image of the two of them right there. None much on this side. On this side, we've got a couple more images, and then on the back, we've got some poses you can get the figure into, as well as all the legal stuff. So yeah, cool looking package. Now let's go ahead and bust this open because I'm excited for this figure. And I know I said figure, Chaoz probably feeling a little bit disrespected because this is a 2-pack basically, and we get Tien and Chaoz, both of these looking really nice straight out of the package. I'm going to run through Tien quickly, and then I'm going to show off Chaoz. The main thing that's different with Tien is from the original release, we do get this one that has the shirt that is covering one side of his chest. It's covering the left side, so we still got the scar right there that's showing. This looks really good, but I really love these head sculpts, man. These look so much better than the 1.0, and I don't have that one anymore. I got rid of that figure just because when this went up for pre-order, I was like, this is it. There's no point in me keeping the 1.0. I just didn't need it. But this right here, man, I think all of the lower half is probably reuse. Honestly, probably most of this is as well. I'm not sure. I can't really do a comparison. But once again, the head sculpts just look so good. It's really sharp. And I know with the original release, Demoniacal Fit released an accessory pack where you actually got this shirt from Tien or for Tien, but I think this is better because that one kind of limited the articulation, but all of it's here in the torso. That's something that I like about what they did with this. They didn't just drop this figure again, throw a shirt over it and release it. This, I'm sure, is like a all new. It's all attached. It's not like they threw this over the Tien. So I'm really cool with that. And man, I gotta go back to it. This head sculpt is so nice. And it's like, it's more round than the original as well. And I only know that because of my boy 86's review. Go check him out if you haven't already. He's such a great dude. But yeah, this thing just looks nice. And I know I said I was going to cover him quickly, so let me go ahead and put him back so we could talk about Chaoz, who, this thing right here, I really wish this is what we would have gotten the first time. But I think that they were still trying to work with their budget and kind of test the waters a bit. And I feel like this right here is going to be the successful release because this thing looks so good, man. This looks really good. And it's the articulation is there, which I'll cover that more in articulation. There's one thing about it that's lackluster, but just in terms of having a Chaoz figure, I think this is awesome, and I think most people are going to be happy with this. There's not a whole lot you get with him, but you get some interchangeable hands, which I'll show later. You can move this guy around, like, and I really dig that. I honestly wish they would have done that with Guldo, but that's another story. Anyway, not a whole lot to talk about with this guy. You see him. There's not a whole lot of paint outside of just his, oh, I don't know what this is right here. This is weird. I don't know. It looks like they got glue on it, like right here, and I don't think I'll be able to scratch that off without the paint coming off. It's not that really that much of a bother to me because I won't be doing much with this guy, but still, that's a little bit irritating. But overall, I think both of these look really good, and so far, I'm satisfied. So let's go ahead and put these guys back and see how tall they stand. Moving on to the height of these two, to the top of Chaoz's head, he is literally right under 3 inches. To the top of his head before it touches the hat, he's actually at about 2.5, and then he's just a little bit over 3 inches to the top of the little ball on his head. Now to the top of Tien's head, he is right at 6 inches. And they both feel like they're the right size. I think Chaoz should probably be a little bit smaller. Tien should be a little bit taller. But the more smaller figures, we've already seen that they don't always get the height right on them. But I think that Kid Gohan should probably have been the size of this Chaozu. And now that I say that, I can't wait to see how those two stack up to one another. Moving on to the articulation, starting off with Tien. He only looks up about that much, and even utilizing the neck, you're not going to get anything out of it. Because of the way the eyes are positioned, it will kind of look like he's looking up, but the only problem with that is when you tilt his head down, it still looks like he's looking forward, because this is as much as you can get his head to go down. So see how it still looks like he's looking forward? So honestly, I wish they would have done a little bit better on that. But in terms of the rest of his head movement, that's fine. You can get Tien to be very, very expressive. No problem. He also has butterfly joints. You can bring in about that much. If you pull on it too much, I found out this arm will pop off. Thankfully, you can pop it back in there pretty easily. But this is about as much as you get. Now, he can hit the Wakanda Forever, so I'm satisfied with that. It's not perfect, but he can do it. He does have a swivel right here at the bicep. Double jointed elbows that come in about this much. But Tien's muscular. You can't really expect a whole lot out of this guy. So, yeah, the hands are on a ball peg, so you can move them around just fine. Only being hindered by this little sleeve piece right here. He does have a diaphragm joint. It's not the most effective. And so when you get him to lean back, it only goes back about that much. You could barely tell. He goes forward a little bit more. You can actually hide that whole lower piece right here. But because of the fact this belt is so big, I think that's hindering a little bit of it, which I don't have a problem with that. You could probably still get this guy to pose around, and I'm going to test that after we finish this. But anyway, as far as the legs go, it's on that system that they've been utilizing for the Dragon Ball Figuarts for a while now. You kind of got to play with it, but he can kick forward about that much. Kick back all the way. He actually kicks back better than he kicks forward, which that's strange. But yeah, he does have a built-in swivel. As far as his legs going out, once again, you kind of got to play with these. They just feel super tough on mine. And then you got to watch this piece right here tucking into this piece right here. And so really, if you finagle with it, you can get it about that much. I'm not going to go any further than that. You probably could, but I don't recommend it. Now, at the waist, you do get turns, so that's not going to be a problem at all. That's pretty good. Double jointed knees, which are very, very stiff. Wow. A whole lot stiffer than I want them to be. I might need to put this guy in some hot water. But yeah, very stiff, but they are there, and I'm being very careful with this. No swivel right there at the boot. His foot goes down about that much, up about that much. He does have a toe hinge, and he gets actually pretty good ankle pivot. Now, in terms of posing this guy, let's see what we can do. I'm just going to try to get him in like a boxing pose or something like that. Actually, I want to do him throwing a punch. He can do a boxing pose. That's not going to be a problem. As you can see, that's not the best, but yeah, you can get him in a boxing pose. Now, as far as throwing a punch, let's say he's fighting in the air trying to throw a punch. You can't get him to look down as much as I want it to. Like, that's, man. That's about as much as you're going to get out of that. I think it's decent, but it's typical for Dragon Ball. It's not like you're going to get this guy in anything crazy, but yeah, you can get him in a fighting pose. Moving on to Chaozu. He can look up about that much, which isn't too bad. I wish he could go a little bit further, but this is a small figure, so I can't expect the same level of engineering. He looks down about that much, which is fine. The chin is touching the chest, so you can't really expect more than that. The arms are on... I want to see if I can... Yeah, you can pull these off. So this is what the inside looks like. It's just a double ball peg. And so if you want to get him punching, like fighting or anything like that, you kind of just got to wiggle it around, which is fine. He has a single jointed elbow, which is very, very small. Be careful with that. My joint was actually upside down, I believe. No, it wasn't. There it is. But yeah, you can get his fist to move about that much. Not a whole lot. You can wiggle it around, but there's no butterfly joint, no bicep swivel, anything like that, so don't expect it. There's no torso articulation at all, which I think is the biggest bummer. I would have been fine with a double ball peg being in there, even if it made the figure cost a little bit more. But some people might not have been, and once again, this is still Tamashii Nation's taking a risk. He can kick forward that much, and I meant risk. I don't know why I said risk, but yeah, you guys know what I meant. Anyway, he does have a thigh swivel. he has a, is that double joint? Yeah, he has double jointed knees. It's I was expecting the same kind of joint like this in there, but nah, he has double jointed knees. Doesn't bend far. I think a single joint would have worked, but yeah, it is in there. And then as far as the feet go, move down about that much, up about that much, and they wiggle around about that much. So yeah, he definitely has ankle pivot, no problem. So yeah, articulation wise, I think it's decent. I think it will suffice. And once again, this is just something that I'm glad to have. And I forgot to mention, this guy can get very expressive. If you want him to tilt his head, he can totally do that, no problem at all. Moving on to the accessories, these are how they come in the package, both with default heads and a pair of fist hands. Now, starting off with Tien, you do get his tri-beam hands, and this is for when he put the attack on Cell. Lit him up, and I just dropped that, but yeah, let's get that out of the way. He comes with a pair of martial arts or stylish pose hands, reaching, grabbing, whatever you want to use them for. And then he comes with a pair of blast hands as well. Then he also comes with this hand, which I believe is the Dodon Ray. I don't remember, and I probably said that technique wrong. It's been forever since I've played Budokai, and I think that was the only game where I ever really used Tien. So, yeah. Now, he does come with this alternate yelling, powering up, screaming face, which looks really good, by the way. And you can even see, like, the sculpted veins in the head. I love that. That is so dope. Then you get a teeth gritted face, which looks just as good. And I really love the way they did the eyes on these, man. These look so good. And then lastly, probably everyone's favorite one. This kind of like worried, nervous looking face where he has a sweat going down his forehead and you can see one eye's a little bit raised more than the other. I just think this looks good. I love when they give us expressions like this. This is something that you could really utilize just to bring about like great photography and make it a little bit more diverse. Or if you just want it to look good on your shelf, you can do that. You can pose him with that face next to Nappa. But anyway, moving on to Chaozu. He comes with a pair of blasting type hands. And these are very small. I'm really afraid I'm going to lose these. And then he comes with a pair of pointing fingers or Dodon Ray. This is the Dodon Ray, the pointing finger. So I don't know what that other one was for Tien. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's pretty much all that you get with these. And I can't complain. I feel like this is more than enough to suffice, and I'm happy with it. Moving on to some size comparisons, here they are standing next to an SH Figuarts Full Power Super Saiyan Goku with the Demoniacal Fit Super Saiyan Godhead sculpt on it, the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Kid Era Gohan, who I feel like should be about the size of Chaozu, maybe a tad bit taller, but definitely not as tall as he is. And then of course the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Proud Namekian Warrior Piccolo. Next up, here they are standing next to the SH Figuarts Scouter Vegeta 2.0 with a demoniacal fit normal head sculpt on the body, and the first release SH Figuarts Nappa. Now, since I know these guys fought in a non-canon episode or filler episode, whatever you want to call it, I figured I'd throw some of the Ginyu Force in here as well. Here they are standing next to the SH Figuarts Ginyu Force Jace and the SH Figuarts Ginyu Force Butter, who I wish I also could have got Raccoon in here, but man, these dudes' shoulder pads like just fill up my whole screen, so I was unable to do it. But I think these look so good together in terms of height. And lastly, for some extras, here they are standing next to the Marvel Legends PS4 Gamerverse Spider-Man, the Mafex Batman Hush Superman, and of course a Revoltech My Hero Academia Deku. So I'm sure this goes without saying, but once again, I feel like Tamashii Nations killed it. And that's no surprise, because this year we've really seen what they can do with two particular releases that I have in mind. The first form Frieza, and then on top of that, the SH Figuarts Final Form Cooler. When it comes to reusing bodies, I feel like they have it down, because all they have to do is a little bit of maybe updating the joints to make them more sturdy, and then create a couple of new head sculpts, and here we are. New release 3.0, whatever you want to call it. That's it. And that's why I feel like Chaozu really is the selling point of this release, because of the fact that he is completely new. We don't have a Chaozu figure, and everyone wanted one with the first release of the Tien, but we only got that backpack Chaozu that goes on the back of Nappa, which was pretty terrible in my opinion. I got what they were going for, but I didn't like it. Now, I do hope that all of the head sculpts from this point on, the new ones they released, the 3.0s, come out as good as this Tien, because I was not feeling the ones on Full Power Super Saiyan Goku. They're okay, but they weren't the best, and I don't even like the one on the new Vegeta that they showcased either. So I'm hoping that they kind of up the scaling on, or not the scaling, but the engineering on that to make it look a little bit better so that the final product isn't as, I don't know, janky looking, I guess. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that in terms of the prototype. The body, yes, but the prototype as far as the face, no. It's just a no-go for me. And I hope they do the same thing with Yamcha. I really hope we get a 2.0 Trunks. I hope we get a 2.0 Perfect Cell. And then they move on to Cell's other forms like the first and second, because we need all of that at this point. And I think they're going to do it. So, yeah, that being said, this is my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are. Bye.